Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe now to get the latest ancient history news and independent research from around the world. The domestication of dogs actually predates agriculture, and current evidence from the study of canine ancestral lineages suggests the dog was first domesticated in Siberia, sometime around 23,000 years ago, moving east to the Americas and then west across Eurasia. But there are some sources that claim domestication goes back much further, to around 35,000 years ago, and this really shouldn't surprise us. In southern France, footprints of a young child walking beside a dog have been preserved in the earth of the Chauvet cave, and this dates to 26,000 years ago. There are dog remains that are 31,700 years old, a Paleolithic dog that resembles a Siberian husky. Another study claims that dog remains were found in the Goyer caves of Belgium, and, if true, these would date to 36,500 years ago. The study of dog domestication is actually quite disputed and hotly debated, and although some firmly believe the dog first originated somewhere in Europe or Western Siberia between 18,800 and 32,000 years ago, others disagree. Some read the data available and believe they likely originated in Central Asia, somewhere near India or Nepal. The likely truth is that dog domestication likely happened during the last ice age in more than one location, and the only way to know for sure is by collecting more data. What we do know is that dogs were domesticated and bred tens of thousands of years ago before migrating with humans around the world, and we really shouldn't be surprised at the ancient dates being discussed. Dogs smell 100 to 10,000 times better than humans. They hear noises up to 80 Hz, whilst humans only detect up to 20. They can detect low decibel infrasounds kilometres away, and dogs of course can be trained. Their incredible natural abilities would of course aided humans through the difficult times like the Ice Age, for example in hunting, and then in agricultural settings by herding and guarding domesticated animals, pest control around harvested food supplies and so on. Dogs would have been our best friends ever since they were domesticated. They aided survival and also offered companionship, just like they do today, and the study of ancient dog remains may be able to help us understand our own past. In the archaeological record, the oldest discovery of a domesticated dog, purposefully and indisputably buried beside humans in one burial, is the Bonn Oberkassel dog in Germany, a burial dating back to 14,223 years ago. At first, the experts thought it was a wolf, but then analysis of the DNA showed the creature to be a dog, morphologically and genetically the same as a modern dog. It was buried beside a man aged around 40 years old and a woman aged 25. The three skeletons were sprayed with red hematite powder and covered with large blocks of basalt rock. The dog was found to have died from a viral disease called canine distemper between just 19 and 23 weeks, and being buried somewhat ceremonially alongside two humans shows there must have been a real bond between humans and dogs in the late Pleistocene. Dogs were not viewed as mere animals to aid hunting, but do seem to have been our best friend. By the end of the Younger Dryas, we know through the sequencing of genomes of 27 ancient canines, 5 ancestral lineages of dogs had diversified, all of which came from either one or two original sources. We have a growing number of samples of ancient dog DNA, and together with the radiocarbon dates of the dog bones, ancestral lineages of ancient and modern dogs are being mapped, and this data is being used to support evidence of human migration patterns. We can see when dogs were first introduced into specific geographical locations, and also their ancient ancestry, which may tell us where the associated people with the dogs migrated from. For example, modern dogs in sub-Saharan Africa share a single origin with dogs from the Levant around 7,000 years ago, which looks to mirror the gene flow of humans from the Levant into Africa during the Neolithic. A Neolithic European dog dating to 7,000 years ago was found to have a dual heritage, with genetic origins in the Levant but also in Europe. This shows there was interbreeding. Further work on ancient European dogs may help us to understand when people from the Levant and Anatolia first entered Europe, bringing their canine friends with them. The oldest dog remains in Africa were found in the Nile Delta and date to 5,900 years ago. The next oldest dog is found on the Nile in Sudan, and this one dates to 5,500 years ago. The evidence suggests that dogs entered Egypt from Asia in the Delta region, and this took place in the pre-dynastic era, at the same time as domesticated sheep and goats, and then the dogs spread from north to south, likely being used to herd livestock. What really got my attention though, and actually urged me to start writing this video, was the fact that dogs were also depicted at pre-pottery Neolithic sites in Turkey, and these date between 11,000 and 12,000 years ago. We have this depiction on a stone vessel at Halam Semi, characterised as a dog because of the bent tail. And this one from Göbekli Tepe, graffito on a stone pillar, again characterised as a dog because of the tail. This rock art that came to light in 2017 shows the world's first depiction of dogs wearing leads or leashes. It was found in Shuwaimis, a hilly region of northwestern Saudi Arabia, and dates to 8,000 to 9,000 years ago. 13 dogs, some of them on leashes, accompany a hunter, and this shows clear evidence that humans were training and controlling dogs in the remote past. At this location there are hundreds of ancient rock art depictions of dogs, and these are generally hunting scenes. We also find dogs painted on Iranian pottery dating back 8,000 years. We see dogs on leashes in Egypt on this pre-dynastic oval plate dating back to around 3,500 BC, and also dogs with collars on the famous Gebel el Arak knife handle of pre-dynastic Egypt. From Neolithic times and then beyond, domesticated dogs do feature heavily in the art and culture of most civilisations around the world, and we can certainly understand why. Humans relied on dogs to survive the harsh Ice Age world, we relied on them to allow the agricultural way of life to flourish, and even today, dogs help the emergency services, the armed forces, they help farmers, they offer protection, and of course they are the most loyal pets you can have. For me personally, I'm interested to learn more about dogs in the ancient pre-pottery Neolithic sites of Turkey. We have a depiction at Göbekli Tepe, but I'm unaware of any physical remains in the archaeological record. We know the Natufian culture of the Levant did have dogs from around 15,000 to 11,500 years ago, and they were used for hunting hares and birds. But comparing the various aspects of ancient settlements, such as art and architecture, I don't think the Natufians were responsible for the famous Tepe sites of Turkey. The study of ancient dog DNA could maybe confirm this if samples are discovered. Dog DNA could tell us where the builders of Göbekli Tepe actually came from. The study of ancient dogs often goes unmentioned, but it is a study we should all pay closer attention to. Dogs have been our loyal servants and friends for 20 to 30,000 years, and they can tell us so much about our own ancient origins. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.